welcome to Dream Education Point online classes. Today we are going to discuss a most important topic from class 10 chemistry. So that is acid, base, and salts. We are going to discuss all the three things in details with some MCQ questions, which are generally asked in different type of exams or competitive exams. Okay, so let's start the video. Yeah. So acids are basically the substance we all know that releases H plus ion in the aqueous solutions. जब आप acids को water में डालते हैं तब वहाँ से आपका H plus ion release होता है. So that means the acid have replaceable hydrogens. Okay, one or more replaceable hydrogens. So our next point is that we can define them on the basis of taste. Yeah, acid are sour in taste. For example, you see in your daily life we use lemon juice, vinegar, okay, that type of things that are slightly or somewhat acidic. So yeah, and the next point is that they change the blue litmus color to the रेड. सो दिस इज़ मतलब एक्सपेरिमेंट जहाँ से आप बता सकते हो किसी भी सब्सटेंस एसिडिक है या बेसिक है. सो बाय द यूज़ ऑफ लिटमस पेपर. These are the things, and also there are several substances that contain acid, so we are going to discuss in detail after some time. So yeah, as you can able to see, the property of acid, as I explained, are written in this presentation. So you can note down this point. Acid solutions are basically conduct electricity. That also an important point. Next let's have a discussion on different type of acids. So acids can be classified on the basis of their source. So source means they can be organic acid, they can be inorganic acid. If you are gaining acids from a plant or animal, that is known as organic acids. Or if you are getting from mineral, that is known as mineralic or inorganic acid. So for organic acid you have acetic acid. Okay, that's a weak acid, and another one is your inorganic acids like HCl, HNO3, nitric acid. So these are the things. You can classify them on the basis of their other things. Okay, monobasic acid, dibasic acid, and tribasic acids. So if an acid solutions have only like HCl, so it has only one H plus ion in one HCl molecule, so it's a monobasic. Dibasic means 2H plus ion, so that means H2SO4. Tribasic means H3PO4. Yeah, this is the another classifications. Next thing is that on the basis of their ionizations, matlab the tendency to ionize. Okay, on the basis of that we classify them as a strong acid as well as weak acid. Strong acid as well as weak acid. So strong acid dissociate into ions completely. Yeah, that's called strong acid. Example, a very good example is sulfuric acid, H2SO4, and hydrochloric acid, that is HCl. Yeah, they are concentrated acids. So and sometimes they are diluted in the laboratory. Okay, for our matlab, so that they can't harm our skin. So that's why they are diluted. So when water is added to them and the acid is in low percentage, then that solution is called dilute acid solution. Yeah, and concentrated and diluted, you got it. And then weak acid and strong acid. So weak acids generally dissociate or partially ionize in water. So acetic acid is one of the most important example of weak acids. So these are the classifications of acid. I think you have understood the classification of acids, different type of acids. Yeah, so let's move to your I have already told you mineralic acids. Base. Similarly, as I have told acid, similarly base are the substance that have the tendency to change the red litmus into blue litmus, and the taste is bitter. Okay, in case of base the taste is bitter, and sometimes they are slippery if they have dissolved in if they are dissolved in water. Okay, next they change the litmus color from red to blue. Conduct electricity. Both acidic and basic solution conduct electricity. Yeah, the most important point is that they releases OH minus ion, hydroxide ion. In case of acid it was H plus ion. In case of base it is OH minus ions. Okay, example of base: sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxides. So it should be MgOH2. Yeah, here is a mistake. Okay, so these are the things. Next, similarly, concentrated and dilute can be used in case of base also, and also there is a strong base and weak base. Okay, those who dissociate very fast in case of releasing OH minus, that will be known as strong base, and another one will be weak base. Okay, that are the things. Next, let me move to, yeah. So we'll see the discussion after some time. As I was speaking about acid and base. After going to the detailed discussions, before going to the detailed discussions, we should know the use. Yeah, use plays a very important role. Do you know what are the use of acid and bases? If you don't, let me tell you. Let me tell you what are the use. Okay, so one maybe important questions also. Which chemical is known as the king of chemicals? So that is your sulfuric acids. Why? Because you all some of you have known that सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड इज़ यूज इन द कार बैटरी. सो जो बैटरी होता है कार या फिर किसी भी वेसल्स की और एनी अदर टाइप ऑफ बैटरी, तो दे यूज सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड्स. सो दैट इज नोन एज किंग ऑफ केमिकल. द सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड्स केमिकल formula of sulfuric acid is H2SO4. Next is nitric acid is used in the production of ammonium nitrate as a fertilizer in case of agriculture. So you have seen that in the agriculture industry there is also a use of acid. Hydrochloric acid is generally used as a cleaning agent. So सफाई काम में acid का भी use होता है. Tartaric acid is a constituent of baking powder. So baking powder, or you can say benzoic acid, so used in the food preservations. Carbonic acid used as a aerated drink. So जो drink होता है आजकल जो ज़्यादातर use किया जाता है, तो उसमें carbonic acids होता है. Yeah, that's the use. Also there are a lot of use. You will go through it after some time. Similarly, I have said some point regarding the base. So yeah, they can be classified as strong base and weak base. That's depend on the speed of ionizations. Example of strong base, can you tell me? Okay, let me know the example of strong base in the comment sections. Okay, so I am giving you example of weak base. So ammonium hydroxide is a weak base, NH4OH. Yeah, next point is that okay, similarly on the basis of number of hydroxides, and you can classify them as monobasic, dibasic and tribasic. Concentration, and remember acid basicity is also known as alkalinity. Okay, so sometimes they are called alkali. So these are the things, and use of bases are, what are the use? Sodium hydroxide is used in the manufacturing of soap. Calcium hydroxide is used in whitewashing in the buildings. Magnesium hydroxide is used as in our antacid tablet. Okay, so the tablet which used to prevent stomach troubles. So yeah, there we use magnesium hydroxide. Next, ammonium hydroxide is used to remove grease stain from cloth. So yeah, there are lots of other use also. Let's move to the next part, that is reactions. So I think before going to reactions we should know some another things also. Yeah, that is your pH scale. So let me show it to you. Yeah, here is something details about pH scale. So pH scale basically pH basically stands for the power of hydrogen ion concentration in case of solution. So a pH value decide whether a solution is acidic or neutral or basic. So that will determine that things. A pH scale is introduced by a scientist named SPL Sorensen. So it was mathematically expressed. I have written the mathematical expressions here. pH is equal to minus log of to the power 10. Okay, log of H plus. So log is on the base of 10. So pH is equal to minus log H plus. So H plus जो ये जो bracket दिया जाता है ना, that means your concentration. So that is H plus concentration. Yeah, you know that for neutral solution it's nearly about 7. If the pH value is 7, then that solution will be known as neutral solution. If it less than 7, what will be? It will be acidic. If it is more than 7, that will be your basic solutions. So if pH is more than 7, then H plus concentration must be less than 10 to the power minus 7. So yeah, there is a relationship between H plus concentration and pH value. Okay, that relationship is given below, and please highlight this point. Okay, many times relationship are generally asked in case of your exam point of view. Okay, that's fine. Similarly, POH will be minus of log to the log okay, on the base 10 log OH minus concentrations. So pH value generally ranges between 1 to 14, as you are able to see in the screen. So it ranges between 1 to 14. Okay, so that's all about pH value. Remember, for neutral solution it is your 7. Just a simple questions to all of you. Tell me, what is the pH value of acid rain? What is the pH value of acid rain? That's a most common question that is generally asked in every type of exams, whether you go to AMU or Jamia school entrance exams or any other entrance exams for class 11 admissions. So that's a common questions. Tell me, what is the pH of acid rain? So in case of acid rain, there is some content of acids. Okay, so yeah, I think you people will be able to tell me. Just tell me in the comment sections. Next, the pH of our body also different in different parts. That's also an important point. Okay, that's the way. pH of blood is between 7.35 to 7.45. pH of saliva is between 6.5 to 7.5. So there are lots of things that like that. Okay, so you should know these things. pH of soil also play important role. Let's move to some another topic. What is that? That is indicator. So I have just written here universal indicator. You should know other things also. What do you mean by indicator? The name itself suggests. नाम से आपको पता चल रहा है, क्या पता चल रहा है? The substance which show acidic or basic behavior of their substance by changing the color. तो ऐसा भी चीज़ होता है जो कि उसका खुद का कलर जो है वो चेंज करते हैं on the basis of acidity and basicity. So that type of substance, I think you people are aware of that things. Okay, let's discuss the type of indicator. So natural indicator is there, oligofactory, synthetic, and universal indicator. So discuss one by one. I don't think that is available in the presentations. I am telling you, please note down these things. So natural indicator are generally obtained from natural sources. Yeah, that's fine. For example, litmus, turmeric powder that you use in the kitchen, and red cabbage, cyanarose. These are the indicator that is used to show acidic and basic character in the substance. Tell me, from what source we obtain the litmus? From what source we obtain the litmus? Tell me. So litmus is obtained from lichen. Okay, litmus is obtained from lichen. So two type of litmus, red and blue. Okay, they determine the acidity and basicity as I explained in the first part of this video. Next is the turmeric. Turmeric is generally a natural indicator. So it's yellow in color. You people know it, yellow in color. Turmeric solutions or pepper turns okay brown. So जब आप उसमें basic solution ऐड करते हो, then it turns reddish brown. So in case of acid, that's remain yellow. Yeah. Okay. Let's move to okay. There are another example also. You will go. I hope you will go through all of this. Next is oligofactory. So this type of indicator basically changes its smell. It changes its smell on the basis of acidity and basicity. So I think you people all know that nowadays there are lots of flavor are added in our food substance. Okay, vanilla, strawberry. So these are the things. So they are oligofactory indicators. Next, onions. Onion is also a very interesting things that have a smell. Okay, so yeah. Okay, let's move to synthetic indicator. So the most important part of this indicator is that yeah. Okay, here these things are written. So indicators are written, a type of indicator. They have given example as I have said to you. Okay, so yeah, there is a list of indicator, that is synthetic indicator. So synthetic indicators are generally synthesized in the laboratory. For example, phenolphthalein, you can take methyl orange, so they are all your colorless liquid. So it remains sorry, they not all are colorless liquid, so only the phenolphthalein is a colorless liquid. It's remain colorless in case of acid, but when it is added in the base, that color turns into pink. Okay, you might be aware of titrations. So this type of indicator are used in case of titrations. If you're not aware of titrations, you will go through it after you study the class 11 12, and also do some experiment in the laboratory. So in the titration we use this type of indicator. Fine. Okay, let's remember the table. So the examples of the synthetic indicator is methyl orange, phenolphthalein. So methyl orange is basically orange in color, so it turns into red when this methyl orange is added in acidic solutions, and turns into yellow when it is added in the basic solutions. Always remember, indicator are needed in very small amount. A small amount of indicator is enough to change the color of the whole solution. That's the beauty of indicator. Okay, great. You have seen the definition of universal indicator. Universal indicator show different colors over a range of pH from 1 to 14. So they show a range of color. Okay, so there is a homework to you. Just see the pH value from 1 to 14 and make a table of of things that have a pH value in between them. Okay, or you can for example, I say some substance, you should say the pH value of this substance. Okay, number 1 is battery acid, number 2 is lemon juice, number 3 is vinegar, number 4 is milk, baking soda, ammonia. So these are the things that you should make a comparisons with the pH. So that's your homework. Okay, it's very interesting, do it. Next. Okay, if you people are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel. Okay, if you think that this video is beneficial to you, then you can also press the like button. Okay, that's not a big deal. So also many questions are asked from the acid and their sources. So they ask you about the acid and their sources. So this table is very important, which is now visible to you on the screen right now. What is that? That's the acidic acid. The source of acidic acid is vinegar. Yeah, vinegar, we use it in our daily lives. Ascorbic acid is generally present in case of guava and amla. So that is another name of vitamin C. Very important vitamin. Yeah. Citric acid is a citrus fruit like a lemon and orange. So these are the things. And okay, let's move to yeah. In case of curd, lactic acid is present, and string that is the presence of methanoic acid. Oxalic acid is present in case of tomato, and tartaric acid is present in case of tamarind. Okay, so there are natural acids: methanoic, acetic, oxalic. So they are known as natural acid. So the list in Hindi language is also given here. Mineralic acids I have told you sometimes before, that is inorganic acids. Let's move to the chemical property. I have studied a lot in your physical things, so use etc. I have said to you. So you should also know the chemical property. Can you just tell me chemical property basically क्या होता है? Reactions. Okay, in case of chemical property, we basically study the reactions, how acid react with other things. So reactions of acid with metal, as you have able to see, reactions of acids with metal. Whenever a acid react with metal, it gives you respective salt when they react with a metal. Okay, so salt, we'll go through salt after some time. Let's take example for in case if zinc is a metal that react with HCl, hydrochloric acids. So aqueous, bracket में जो AQ लिखा होता है ना, उसका मतलब aqueous. So there is a water content here. So that will give a respective salt, means the salt of zinc here. So zinc chloride. Why 2Cl? Because zinc is a divalent Zn2+, so it's need 2Cl. Okay, because Cl is single minus. Okay, with the liberation of hydrogen gas, similarly you can see there another example also. What if it react with metal carbonate? What if it react with metal carbonate? Whenever metal carbonate react with acids, it give you salt, carbon dioxide along with water. So it will give you salt, carbon dioxide along with water. So the salt of sodium is sodium chloride, carbon dioxide plus water. You know how to balance the chemical reactions, so that's the example. And the third reactions of acid is that reactions with hydrogen carbonate. सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट के साथ ये रिएक्ट कर रहा है, सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड से ऐड किया गया है, तो इसमें जो आपका क्या लिबरेट हो रहा है, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एंड वाटर, साथ में उसका सॉल्ट सोडियम क्लोराइड. ओके, so similarly there are lots of reactions in case of base also. You can see another examples of this type of reactions in your textbook. Please go through NCERT in a detailed way. Reactions of acids, reactions of base with metal. So whenever base reacts with metal, it form the salt plus hydrogens. So sodium aluminate is the salt of okay, sodium and aluminum. So yeah, okay, sodium aluminate and hydrogens gas are formed when sodium hydroxide react with aluminum metal. Sodium hydroxides give hydrogen gas, and sodium zincate when react with zinc metal. Okay, you can replace the metal or those things, then the salt will be somewhat sensed. So these are the things. Okay, you can perform experiment to do this type of reactions also. The most important reaction is the neutralization reactions, which is most important. Yeah, what is neutralization reactions? Whenever acid and base react, the hydrogens ion of the acids combined with the hydroxide ion of the potassium, hydroxide ion of the base. Yeah, so they combine to give you what? Water, as you can see in the above reaction. So hydrochloric acids plus sodium hydroxide, so hydrochloric acids will give you H plus, and sodium hydroxide will give you OH minus. So the H so plus. This is all about the neutralization reaction. So thank you very much. So in the next video we'll see the other parts of this topic. We will also discuss the questions from this topic. Thank you.